morning. It is May the 24th, 2026, 9:30 a.m. on the East Coast here in New York. You're watching Sunday Morning Coffee Talk. I'm Jen, the GXSimmer. How are you today? Happy Memorial Day weekend to everybody in the U.S. I hope you're having a great weekend, and if you're experiencing rain right about now, just make the best of it. And if you are celebrating Memorial Day for another reason, because you lost a loved one in the line of duty, my heart is with you. And I hope that you have a wonderful day aside from that, and that you remember your loved ones fondly. But today I've got a really great surprise for you on Sunday Morning Coffee Talk. We have a very special guest. We have Calvin from Westanime Sims to talk about The Sims 2 and Paralives. And we're going to be jumping into the trailer in Paralives, dissecting it and talking about it. And then we'll find out what's happening with Mr. Caleb in our Sims 4 gameplay section. Is it time for Checkmate? We're going to find out. And if you like this content, remember, like, share, subscribe. Always click notifications so you know when the next video is coming out. Let's get into this edition of episode 17, Sunday Morning Coffee Talk, with a very special guest. Please welcome to the show, big round of applause, Calvin from Westanime Sims. Calvin, welcome to Coffee Talk.
Thank you so much for having me.
We are so happy
to see everyone. Yeah.
You're very welcome. Thank you for coming on. We're so happy to have you on. So let's talk a little bit about your channel. You specialize primarily in Sims 2 content. You make amazing builds. You've been doing this for now 5 years, since 2021. Am I correct in that?
Yes. Started in September, I would say. So almost 5 years. And it's a long time. Just look back to it. Yeah.
Wow. And you're closing in on over 3,000 subscribers right now, if I'm not mistaken.
Almost, not yet. It's around 2005. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
And
slow, but it's there.
Yes. There you go. Slow and steady wins the race.
Yeah.
And you are in Malaysia, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct?
Yes, that is very correct. Yeah.
Well,
I'm from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, so the capital. So,
excellent.
I did some interesting things about my builds. There are some of them are actually inspired by local architecture in Malaysia. So it is a very different and very interesting spin on using Sims 2 objects and build tools to replicate what I'm usually seeing here. So there are some Malay styles, some Chinese, some a little bit of Indian styles of architecture that I built before. So, and even built a neighborhood that is inspired in Chinatown. So you can download that and to experience it yourself in the Sims 2. Yeah.
That is amazing. That's one thing I really love about your builds, is that it has so much character, so much history. I do see that come through in your builds. What started you on Sims 2 content, and what was the main reason for it when everybody was using Sims 4 at the time?
Short answer is I'm not very fond of the Sims 4 content. Okay. So the long answer is I did what I want to do is to really want to relive how great the old previous Sims series are, Sims 1 to the Sims 3. So I would highlight some interesting stuff built through Sims 1, 2, and 3. So yes, Sims 2 content really take off, so I eventually built on that. At first, I used whatever Sims 4 builders did, like the 10-minute challenge, like the solid color challenge, what do you call it? They use one color for the builds, so only one color.
Yeah.
Yes, and then the shell challenge, those like a particular shade, then you build based on that. So I am going to import that into the Sims 2 and 3. So those videos are really old, and I don't think I want to share it. It's quite embarrassing. It doesn't look that good. Eventually, my first few speed builds are, the first one is a Victorian mansion. I think, not sure if you remember about that. surprise for Halloween. Then later on for Chinese New Year, I did my first Malaysian build, which is the shop houses. That one inspired by in Kuala Lumpur and also in other parts of Malaysia like Penang and Malacca. So they have shop houses which are basically the ground level are shops, commercial areas like the grocery stores, mini markets, cafes, and the upstairs are actually residential. So the shop owners actually live upstairs and then do their business downstairs. That's what it used to be, and I want to keep that style and want to share it to everyone how it looked like in The Sims too. Yeah.
Great. That is really great. And I love that comes through. That you...
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, that you bring your community with you into the game and you show us through your eyes what that's like. And I think, that's what The Sims is about. It's about bringing out your best ideas, bringing out what's important to you in the game. And one thing I find really great, because I love The Sims 2 as well. In fact, I'm thinking about doing something with Sims 2 later on. Not this year, maybe next, because I got a whole docket planned for this year already. But yeah. I'm an extreme planner. I try to do things almost like a producer when it comes to putting out my content. So, and that's actually what I used to do in my former life, let's say. I was a YouTube producer for a media company for over 10 years. And yes, and I was also in charge of the day-to-day operation. I ran the whole department. I collaborated with other people at the company. So one of the reasons why I love doing GXSimmer so much is it brings that love back. And I get to also play my favorite game in the process. So, but it's just great to see Sims 2 have that hold still over 20 years later. I mean, the game was out in 2004 and it's still getting new audiences. It's still, popular.
And people are quite surprised at how detailed and how sophisticated the old game is, but that doesn't exist in the new version, which is quite weird. But it's really awesome to see that people have a really appreciation of what is already been lasting for almost 20 years. More than that, actually.
Yes, and let's not forget that Sims 2 was a true upgrade from Sims 1. When you look at the way...
That's very true.
Yeah, when you look at the way Sims 1 was done, and then you look at the way Sims 2 was done. I mean, we had features in that game that we never saw in the previous iteration. It was just mind-blowing. It was truly a new version of that game entirely. And then Sims 3 built on that with the open world concept. And being able to go to your job, and then we had Into the Future, which wasn't a very popular pack, but I liked it. I thought it was really cool. Yeah. And then you had 4, and people were all anticipating what 4 could be. And then 4 dropped, and in a lot of ways, 4 may have had, with the emotions and the build tools were incredible. I do have to say that. When Sims 4 dropped their build tools, they were absolutely incredible. They were next level from what we had in the previous games. But the gameplay itself lacked. And that really was what people wanted to see in the game. They wanted to see that gameplay. They wanted to be able to have those features that they were used to in the previous games that weren't there. And that's why I think people go back to The Sims 2, because that game I always thought had so much more depth with the chemistry system and also the personality system. I think it's far more advanced than what we have in 4 right now.
I'm quite surprised that in The Sims 2, even though the personality was very basic, is to the stricter sense only 10 traits, like 5 types of personalities, but in two different extremes. Like you have to be sloppy or nice,
Right.
Sloppy or mean or nice, outgoing or intro shy. But it is those 10 traits that was very fresh out. So it feels that they have way more personality than what Sims4 has, which is kind of interesting to see.
That's true. That's very true. And even now, it still surprises me. The game used to surprise me so much with what you could do with it and how the gameplay would take you. It was almost like, a full-blown drama series, if you want to get technical sometimes. I mean, the things people could do in that game, and then you throw modders in there with their some mods, which were really out there. I think everyone knows what I'm talking about with that one. But they were...
And it's not fun,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
And don't forget, it's the first time that you can actually record a video from the game and post it on YouTube, and all those really wacky music video recreations, like reality shows, Sims Next Top Model, Sims Survivor, those kind of things, all started from The Sims 2. It's crazy.
It is crazy. And also, I want to point out our chat today. We've got C-Jack in the chat today. Hi, C-Jack. Thank you so much. C-Jack is like over the moon that I have a male simmer on today. Because he's a male simmer, and he's very happy to see a bro on the show. So.
Yeah. And it's Malaysian. I even read that even on the other side of the world, not many Simmers are online. There are, I think I've seen some of them. I'm not very particular know their content, because in most Asian Simmers, they are in their own respective language channels. There's Mandarin versions, so I've seen some Korean, some Japanese, and I have met one Malaysian Simmer as well, which is he lives in US, so technically is a Malaysian born Simmer, but he's now living in US, so that still counts. So yeah, I do think going back to my channel for a little while,
Sure.
In the Sims 2, most challenging thing about building in my architecture is more centered with Asian style, which is there's not a lot of objects centered around Asian architecture. I really have to use other things that look similar or that have the particular pattern that looks interesting or close to it to make it as it is. So it won't be a true representation of what the actual build actually is. So it's more like a representation of some sort. So
that's a good point. Yes.
Yeah.
That's a really good point. And it's true. When the game launched, it didn't have much representation for other people in the world. It was pretty much centered around North American culture or European culture. But it tried to expand over time. And then you had modders, CC content creators, who tried to fill that gap.
Yeah, they do.
And
so
then,
there are a lot of...
And then you had Sims 3 build on that, where they did try to represent as much as possible. It wasn't a lot, because there's an old saying, you can please some of the people some of the time, but you can't please all the people all the time. And I think they tried their best to do what they could. They were limited, even though they had the backing of EA. But they were still limited in what they could and couldn't do with the game. And then 4 really tried to do what they could when it came to Black representation, Asian representation, LGBTQ representation. Right, exactly. And South Asian representation. I mean, it's so many different cultures throughout the world. And they try to basically give everybody their place in the sun. So I do credit 4 on that. And I do credit the Sims team on 4 for that. They really, really tried. But I think when they put that focus up front like that, they let the gameplay and the bugs and the glitches slide.
Yeah.
And that was the
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. And if you look at the bugs and the glitches on Sims 4, I mean, it's coming down because they are attacking it over this year, and I do credit them on being proactive and getting that done. But at the same time, I think that they should have done this years ago. I think they should have really concentrated on it when it started becoming the problem. And and I blame management for that one. But, you know, I was really excited on the 25th anniversary when they launched the Sims 1, Sims 2 Duo Pack, and that it was compatible with newer monitors, and you could play it even on your HD TV if you wanted to. And it looks absolutely beautiful. Did you get the new pack when it came out?
I only got the Sims 1, but not the Sims 2. So, because I already have Sims 2 in my PC. So, yeah.
As you can see back.
Sims 2, I also heard a lot of stories that people who bought the Sims 2 turned out very buggy.
Yeah.
And then there are some content that was missing, like the music. I'm not too sure why they won't include all the music that is supposed to have in the Sims 2.
Oh, that's good.
Possibly licensing issues or something. I'm not too sure about that. So some people have to like scramble to find all the content and reload it back into the Sims 2 Legacy Collection. Is that what you call it? Yeah. Wow.
That's a good point. That's a really good point. I didn't hear that myself. I did hear that there were some issues with the Sims 2, the new Sims 2 version they launched. But one thing I did buy Sims 1 I had to buy because as you see in back of me, I have the complete collection. And that is one I bought from Amazon about maybe 10 years ago for $20.
Wow.
And it's the complete Sims. It's everything in the Sims 1. And I got that on Amazon, $20 used. It's in great condition. But I did get the new Sims version just so I could play it on my... Because it's a pain. You have to get the CD player out, load the CD player in, launch the game. Then when you're done, you know, make sure you turn off the CD player, and then you can shut down the game. And I was just like, no, I don't want to do with that anymore. So I bought the new Sims 1 version because I was, convenience. How to get it.
Yeah, I don't even have a CD-ROM to me, so I must get the Sims 2. Sims 1. Otherwise, I can't play.
Yeah, I'm really dating myself by doing that. But but one thing we really want to talk to you about today as well is Paralives. Paralives trailer dropped last week to huge reception. People were over the moon when they saw what was coming. In fact, I happen to have it right here for us to watch together, and that is what we're going to do right now. So, let me get my little camera up. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and launch this, and we are going to watch this live. And we'll also pause and take questions from our chat as well. And chat, if you have any questions for Calvin, please let us know. We will take your questions. Calvin, I'm sure that you would like to hear some questions from our chat as well. So we will hop into the Paralives trailer. Let me go ahead and just put that up. If I can find which window that is. Live TV, gotta love it.
And hopefully my family catches up.
All right, here we go.
All right.
Okay, there we go. And we're rolling. So let me just shrink that volume so we don't get copyrighted. Okay, so first glance at this, what I really like about it is it's definitely its own game. Can we see this? No, we can't see this yet. Let me go ahead and see why that is.
I can see from the screen, from Discord, not from here.
Oh, there we go. All right, I see it here. Now, there we go. Everybody can see it, and I'll put it back up here. Okay. Okay, so first glance at this, it's definitely its own game. And I love the fact that it starts off on the train. And
that's my favorite part as well.
Yeah, and then you can go through the different households, select who you want to play. That is really ingenious. I love that.
Yeah.
It's
kind of a family bin too for the Sims version. So it is really cool to put everybody on the train.
And the height sliders. The height sliders are something we never even saw in any of the Sims games.
Yeah, height Sims characters with different heights is definitely a different thing, because why the Sims or Inns or any other games that make everybody in the same height because of animation, because it might click if you have a taller person to eating on the counter or a shorter person eating on the counter. So I have to make sure everybody is the same.
Yeah.
So maybe Paralives has solved that in their own way. So,
and
which is going to be interesting how to do it.
And even though this is early access, we're seeing a lot of things in this game that, number one, never even came with 4 in the beginning, like the open world. Well, actually, Sims4 sort of like they have the open neighborhood. But in my opinion, they could have developed that further. They could have added more to that. And this is something that we see here with Paralives. Build tools are great.
Yeah, we've seen it for years, and we finally get to play it for ourselves. Oh my goodness. And yes, I still like to build on grids because I don't know how to free place everything. It might look very off if I free place things. So I still like there is a grid version. Snap to objects to create. The rain tool is really beautiful as well. And the resizing, there's another good feature for Paralives. The resizing objects, especially for couches and beds, you can stretch it out, and tables, yes, especially. So you don't need to have, for example, in The Sims, you need for a complete living room set, you need an armchair, a 2-seater, a 3-seater, or an L-shaped one. All these you can do it within one object in the Paralives. So it's very, very cool. Yeah, yes, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, yeah, that's very true. So I did try Enjoy when it first launched, and then a few months later when Chahaya launched as well. I did doesn't feel very connected. I don't feel very engaged with the characters I already created. And then when they were out in the world, they don't seem to interact with the NPCs very well, as well. So it feels like in they are living in the same house, but they don't act like they are roommates or don't act as a family. So it's kind of that's why it makes us disengage with the game altogether. So it's kind of unfortunate that Inzoi has to go through that. But it for credit where credit is due, Inzoi did make some updates to make gameplay a little bit more engaging, but I haven't get back into it after the new update. So it's interesting where they are taking the game to. But I do think Paralyzed did have some issues as well, but I heard a lot of issues like the NPC don't really talk, or they just flows, or they click into other objects and other characters. So it is still a work in progress for Paralyzed, but I do see potential in Paralyzed because of the art style, the coziness, the detail they put into in all the elements of the gameplay mechanics, with like the together card, as you see here, and the drag and scroll to select multiple characters for a group activity is very ingenious, and you don't need to select each and every one to include. That is really good. Yeah. Uh, uh, mhm. Yeah. All right. You want mute? I wish I can speak mute language. I can hear you from the speaker. Oh, I don't think I can hear you from stream. I can hear you from here. I can hear you from the speaker. Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you. See all that. I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
Can you hear me now? CJ, can you hear me? The delay is probably a little. Can you still hear me, Calvin?
Yeah, I can see you.
Okay, good. All right. Let me. Okay, good. He can hear me now.
Okay,
All right,
good.
we're good. Okay, so question from CJ. He says Paralives is a totally different universe, which we said before. And CJ, did you say you had a question for Calvin? Live TV, gotta love it.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Let's just just add on to the point that Sims4 is only known competitor until today, this year actually. I do think it is a year of live simulation games. So I've been saying it since 2024. Then Live by You got cancelled. Then Enjoy only released later, and then Paralyze keeps pushing all the way back to this year. So this year is the year of live sims. So
Yes.
I think what I like about Paralyze is it takes more inspiration from the Sims 2 and 3 rather than the Sims 4. Because the art style and the open world concept and the color wheel is all from the Sims 3. And then the whole
It's okay. I just stopped
the
the screen. That's all.
I see.
I'm
And
sorry.
then the whole what by the way, what am I saying about the whole aesthetic, it feels like the Sims 2. I'm not too sure why. It reminds me of the Sims 2 a lot in Paradise. Maybe it's the warmth of the graphics, it's the personality they inject into the characters. So that's why it feels more like the Sims 2 and 3 rather than the Sims 4 or Paradise.
That is a really great statement, and I agree with you. It does. It has more that Sims 2 feel when you look at it, but it is definitely its own game. I mean, it has a lot of different features that you will not find in The Sims at all. And
Yeah.
but this is good. I think this is good for both companies because I think they're both going to try to one up each other, and that's great for us, the
But
player, because
I
then
don't know
we
about EA because it's trying to replicate what they're trying to do all the time by selling more DLCs.
right. I mean, we've already seen some of the things that they were working on being implemented
Yeah.
in Sims 4. I don't know if they're going to be able to do the resizing of the furniture. Well, no, we did see that in the Project Renee footage.
Oh, God.
Remember, they tried to.
Oh, yes.
I don't know if they were able to successfully do that. But this leads to another question, and that is the next iteration of The Sims. But before we do that, okay, before we do
Oh,
that, I just want to point out that I thought it was a question coming in from chat. There.
sounds kind of like a headset ghetto.
Oh yeah, it's
Like,
getting late by you. I'm sorry. That's right. It's almost 10 o'clock by you. But
Yeah, it is.
Calvin, thank you so much for being on the GXSimmer channel. I had a
Thank
wonderful time having you here, hearing your perspective, uh, hearing about your journey as a content creator. We wish you only the best. And everyone, if you want to subscribe to Calvin's channel, go to @Westanime Sims. We will put the link. Link is in the description right now, so just click on that, subscribe to Calvin. I know he would appreciate that immensely. And Calvin, tell everybody, if you would like, what you are working on next so that people can tune in.
What am I working on next? So I have a few videos about The Sims 2, some analyzing like weird facts about The Sims 2. The recent ones is like analyzing which career track is the best for Sims to pursue in The Sims 2. And then I have the statistics for demographics for The Sims 2 neighborhoods, like whether there are more male Sims or more female Sims, which aspiration is the most in the neighborhood. That's kind of demographic statistics. That's kind of a random trigger. And definitely more content about Paralives as soon as I come out. And I will stream for my first time for Paralives, trying out everything in the gameplay and maybe not building yet, maybe create a character and just live through Paradise and see for myself whether it is true or not, all the good stuff Paradise has bringing to us. Yeah, so definitely stay tuned for that.
Excellent. And I will definitely be on the lookout for that. Calvin, thank you once again for coming. I hope that you have a wonderful evening and a terrific day tomorrow.
Thank you.
And I will be talking with you soon. And everyone, stay right where you are, because coming up next, we're jumping into gameplay with Caleb, because it may be time for Checkmate. And you're going to decide in chat how he's going to get checkmated. So let's get into gameplay there, right about now. All right, here we go. Let's hop in just a bit. I'm going to get that set up. And if you have any questions or comments about today's interview with Calvin, let us know. I'd love to hear your feedback. Certainly, it was terrific hearing his perspective on The Sims 2 and Paralives. I cannot wait to see his content. And tomorrow, KT will be going live to stream Paralives, and I will be in the chat. That's going to be 11 Central, 12 p.m. Eastern. I can't wait to do that. So let us get into that. Let me just get the game set up, because I can do that. All right, and we're going to do that right now. And of course, if you want to hop into the lounge, I'm going to put it up on the screen right now, and you guys can jump into the Coffee Talk Lounge and talk to me about any of today's content. I'd be happy to get your thoughts and opinions on Paralives, Sims 4, whatever you want to talk about. The only thing I ask is that you are respectful to others, of course, and that you are kind as well, because if you're not, I have no problem booting you out. Okay, so here we go. Coffee Talk Lounge is now open. Join us. And we are jumping into gameplay right now. So the last episode of gameplay with Emperor Caleb, he has really been running amok. He has been causing chaos. He has been taxing the people, and Cordelia has just about had it with him. Now, we ran a poll last time, and you guys said that Caleb should get checkmated by Cuckoo Clock. So we are going to start off by doing that. Oh my goodness, this baby is in bad shape. Let's jump in. And by the way, I do have my mods installed, and we're also going to look at the event, so let's do that first. All right, so what we're winning this week is the clock. And let's see what else we got. Whispering Waters Fountain, not yet. Okay.
Wow.
Hey, Calvin, you're still here.
Oh yeah.
Of
Yeah, I'm going to stay here for a while.
course
I
you can
see
stay here.
what's interesting about Sims 4. I've
Okay.
not been touching played Sims 4 for years. Oh, there's a login event trying to lure Sims players back. I see.
Sure, I'd love to have you. All right, so
Yeah.
hang out with us. Everyone is welcome. And of course, you are our guest, so stay as long as you like. All right,
Okay.
so here we go. We've got the baby. This is little Cordelia, the sixth. Princess
The
Cordelia.
stakes. Wow.
Yes. And she better eat something before she gets taken away. Come on, Cordelia, move your butt. Feed the baby, Cordelia. No, come on. Enough with this. Feed the baby. The baby is starving, Cordelia. Idiot. All right. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Oh, she's playing peekaboo.
Yeah, you can do breastfeeding in The Sims 4.
Oh, peekaboo. I saw it. See
Yeah,
her playing
the
peekaboo
baby.
again.
Exactly, the baby's starving and she's doing peekaboo.
Oh, goodness. Priorities.
Priorities, yes. I do think she deserves a blowout, though, so I think she's going to use her diaper. Nope, no blowout. You got lucky, Cordelia. All right. But I think she's going to go ahead and change her. Okay, change the baby. How's the baby doing? Baby's doing okay. Oh, ready for a nap. Okay. So we'll change her. We'll put her to bed. And then Cordelia will go down and try to checkmate Caleb. Now, over here, this is Emperor Caleb, and he is an absolute horrible person, Calvin. Look at this.
Oh,
He is an insider, so he likes hanging out in clubs. He is chased by death, which means that he has a higher chance of getting into accidents, let's just say. He's paranoid. He's a snob. He's cringe. And he is mean.
oh, wow.
Yes, he's just a prince, let me tell you. And he also has some good points. I mean, he's a suave speaker. He's a blue blood from the noble career because he was risen from nothing to emperor. And he is a regal romancer because he was able to seduce his wife into abdication. She was originally the queen. He seduced her into giving up the title. And this is his wife. Now, his wife is tired of him because he's been very mean to her lately. And also, he has set the kingdom taxes to very high.
Oh,
Yeah. And he basically doesn't care about his people. He just cares about himself.
well, you have to
Now,
tax high enough to
you,
uphold his lavish lifestyle as we can see here.
yes. And they live in a beautiful palace, which actually belongs to Cordelia. So he really, he really stepped into it.
Some people have the love, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. He became very rich and wealthy by getting her to fall in love with him. But now she's tired of him. And she's tired of his nonsense. So one of the things you can do in The Sims 4 is you can actually commit the demise of someone else without saying the word, because YouTube will probably, give us a demerit for using the other word. So after she puts the baby to bed and goes to the bathroom, priorities, as you said. We are going to have her go downstairs to this room here. Where's that room? Oh, here it is. We're going to have her go downstairs to this room here, and she's going to sabotage that cuckoo clock.
Oh, I haven't seen the cookie clock.
Can you see it, Calvin?
Where's the cookie clock? I haven't seen the cookie clock.
Here, I'll go ahead and put the game in the... There we go. Can you see it now?
Yeah.
Okay. So the cuckoo clock is right here. And
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And what she's going to do...
Gone.
Yeah. And what she's going to do is she's going to sabotage it.
Okay.
Now,
Where?
what we're going to
Oh,
do
she's
now...
coming.
Yeah, she's going to go upstairs. She's going to eat something. Because she's hungry. And we're going to have this jerk, Caleb. Oh, got a phone call. You're so notorious that one of my unscrupulous friends has been asking to meet you. Can I give him your number? Yeah, he's going to meet somebody if she throws him out. All right, so now, this is what you can do. You can take a sim that you hate, and you can bring them down to the cuckoo clock, and you can check malfunctioning cuckoo clock. And this is what happens or doesn't happen next. But before it does, let me ask the chat.
Is the giant burrito in the Sims4?
Yeah, we're going to do a poll. Chat, will Caleb live or meet his demise at the cuckoo clock? And there we go.
Oh.
And there we go. Poll's active. Guys, make your choice. Will
Yes.
Caleb meet his demise at the cuckoo clock? Let's hear it.
I'm gonna vote no.
Oh, no.
He will survive. In some odd, weird luck, evil people somehow survive.
50%, 50-50. Okay.
Yeah.
2 votes. We need a tiebreaker.
Somehow it's how the universe works. Good people go to heaven, but evil people still live on this earth. Somehow they survive like roaches.
Yes. Yes, that's true. Although I do believe that truly evil people do go to a very, very bad place.
HELL.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes. But if you're somewhat, you're a little bit of a trickster, I think you get a reprieve. As long as you don't do really bad things. But Caleb, he is a really terrible person, and he does not deserve a reprieve. So let's see what happens next. Here we go. Live or die, guys. And here he is. Oh! He survived.
Yeah. I knew it.
Calvin wins the poll. Okay, so now that didn't work. What else should we do? Cordelia's like, oh, the cuckoo clock didn't work. I think she needs to challenge him to a duel. Because his swordsmanship...
By the way, do you know that the Sims 1 actually has a cuckoo clock? Back in the Sims 1.
It does.
It's a very cute house. It's a little house shape, very classic style of a cuckoo clock. Not this ginormous cuckoo clock like in the Sims 4. And it actually has the cuckoo sound and it pops up when it strikes, I think, 12 or 6 p.m. It's really cute.
Wow.
And I forgot which pack it's from. I don't think it's from the base game. I'm not too sure which pack it's from. But it's really nice.
Eben more.
I didn't know that. I have to look for that next time I play Sims 1. Okay, so now Cordelia has convinced him to be the dynasty heir. Baby is still asleep. Yeah, baby is having a rough time. What's up with the baby? Nope, baby's asleep. Okay, so let's see. Can she duel for control? Duel. Duel for fun. How's she going to let's see. No, she can't do that. Let her get her promotion first. Cuckoo clock failed. That doesn't mean it won't fail again. So I'll have her get her promotion. And then I think we're going to try to have him meet his demise again. That's the first time I've seen it fail. Usually,
what? Wow.
Yeah. Usually it succeeds. So this guy is either incredibly lucky. And now she's got a promotion.
Just by sitting on the throne? Wow.
Well, you get...
How come I can't get promotion by sitting on the chair?
Well, you have to get certain... you have to knock certain things out in order to get promotion. So once you do, then you can claim a promotion. But we're going to have her go over here to the cuckoo clock and sabotage it once again.
Well.
And then we will see, because now she is the heir.
Mm-hmm. Well, we will never understand how nobility promotion works because we are never going to be one. So.
Or she can get him so mad. You know, another thing she can do, there's different ways she can get him to meet his demise. She can get him so mad that he literally dies from that. Or she can also, because he has a cringe trait, normally you can die from hysteria if you get somebody to laugh, like get them hysterical. But because he has the cringe trait, he can't do that. He won't die from hysteria, which is good and also bad at the same time. So we're going to try to get him to meet his demise one more time. Where is he? Is he coming down? Oh, there he is. All right, come on, Caleb.
How pompous he walks by.
Yeah, he's like,
Pop star.
He's like, yeah, it's good to be the king. Oh no! Work!
What? Oh.
It has succeeded. Cordelia has... Okay, now Cordelia, let's go ahead and pretend to weep over your husband.
Pretend to mourn for her husband.
See? Dying from cuckoo malfunction.
Green Reaper. I don't think Paralyzed has the Green Reaper for any parallel depths, so
No, there were I wish there were certain things in The Sims, like you could choose to use the Grim Reaper and choose not to, so that your Sims could die, you know, normally. All right, so now that he's dead, he can be a playable ghost and haunt the castle, or he can become a free roaming ghost and live in the world. So we're going to send Caleb on his merry way. Goodbye, Caleb.
bye.
And that is the
When's
end
his
of
turn?
Caleb. And I think now she's the queen, right? Let me see. New dynasty head. Okay. And I think she can claim the throne. So let me go over here. Claim lost career rank. And she will become the queen of the kingdom now. Top of the noble career. There we go. She is the queen of Ondarian. Once again. First thing she's going to do is lower the taxes.
Finally.
And as you can see, she's not too upset about losing her husband.
Grivo
She's upset, but she's not that upset.
Dorby.
Probably the Sims4 and emotions at work, I guess. So,
Well, if she had a good relationship with him, it would be different. She would be mourning him. Whoops. I should have waited. Okay, so let's do a noble speech. And you can actually do a press conference with your nobles, which is kind of cool. So she's going to say, yes, unfortunately, my husband, Caleb the First, met his demise by messing around with a clock.
Anna 4. Kiasha Niara. Varika Melshpa. Pilafev Pomare.
And she has a secret.
Yumflo
Anyway,
Resike.
so she'll be fine.
she has a secret.
Excuse me.
Poor May Nibihana. Yabahe.
My bad.
Surabibi.
Okay.
Suba.
It's really,
Varika
really
Melshpa.
bad here. It's been
Pilafev
raining all day.
Pomare. Yadavelk.
Oh, good.
Well, in the U.S.,
Hot speed inflation.
yeah, in the U.S. it's Memorial Day weekend. And usually this is a good time for barbecues, family get-togethers, and it's also to honor fallen soldiers who lost their lives in battle, even during peacetime. And it's terrible weather, so it's not the best weather for this holiday. Just in case you weren't aware of that. Because I know I talk to people from other countries, and I'm like, yeah, Memorial Day weekend. Oh yeah, okay.
Obi.
And some of them are like, what's that again? All right, so she just gave the speech, and let's see, she has to discuss noble life next. So we're going to go into here and do a noble introduction.
Legenzo.
Yibs.
Fene. Go largastumse.
Batishu, Yibsidens.
And this is Caleb's friend.
Oh,
I
dad.
was his advisor.
So,
And now he's
Espina.
Cordelia's advisor.
Arabe.
Normal
Kaljo Darishi.
And
Oh,
Inafez
boy.
Septa.
And she got him
Yes,
all
Seminario.
It's a bad.
Swutacho.
And the baby
Erba
is
Vase.
Von Chocolatazoi.
Poncho.
All right, we're going to present New Kingdom strategies in a minute.
Sula.
Let's see. Let's learn another noble's
Oh.
favor.
Well, no.
I think we do it under.
So,
Dak.
Rogaba.
Let me pause it for a minute, just so I don't go through the whole thing, wasting time. Where is there we go.
Fella balloon.
Moochie Peaches at
Okay, we did
Feast.
that, and we were at gold for this conference. Nice. So we'll do another noble speech, and we will
Hella
present.
boy. Mishka
Yeah, now her
Frogs.
grief is starting to
Tawuni
happen
Kanef.
a little bit.
Polina or Bees. Padabe. Fumun Ooch. Oh,
It is
Uni
Luke.
Quos.
For the optics.
Sika Fus. Apollo Chaba.
You know,
She doesn't.
my poor husband.
Brand
you
new.
know,
Whoa.
we're so sad to see him go, but this is what I would
Admit.
do instead.
Aan de voor. Ja, de welk. Noem me. Ja, behé. Sorry, baby.
Fix this. Before you had to basically start the speech and then stop
Ja,
it
de welk. Noem me.
and then
Heel
add
voor.
the two other
Boeie
items
kaaien.
for the speech. Now they do it so it's
Nibihana.
automatic. So that's a good fix.
Twee.
What?
What happened
Yeah,
before is when you would do a press conference, sometimes the options here would be give talk about kingdom strategies, and the other one was promise to serve the kingdom. And what you would need to do is start the noble speech and then click on this, and then while the noble speech was running, X this out so that this would occur next, and it was a pain. Now they've done it so that all you need to do is just click here and it automatically comes up when you
Okay. It's micromanaging at its finest. It is kind of reminded me of the wedding stories thing that you have to like click everything to make sure things work. And I'm quite surprised the audience actually sits down and listens to her, which is a plus.
Yes.
Skimbo Sabavi.
Yes, they will actually sit and listen to her do the speech.
Good.
Before, some of them would wander around. And there's also
Yeah.
the grand ball, which is nice. When you throw a grand ball, I think that's my favorite part of this new thing, is that you can have this lavish grand ball, and you can go all out, and it's a lot of fun.
Two people a day
And we're going to end the
stood
conference
up before she ended.
and get a
But your speech is too boring. I'm out.
Well, once you hit all the boxes and you get gold on the speech, then you can click off on it. Let's see if we got anything from the event. We did not. Okay.
Apollo Chaba Snabo. Pubara Zakuni. Jord Rinka. Alphanes. Swepsu Flow.
And this
Zilma
is
Roy.
Caleb's friend, who is having a really hard time with his friend dying.
Ibabna.
Tuga.
So she's going to be
Nupsa.
and just say, hey, you know what? I'm so sorry for your loss.
Barrack. Moochie Peachy. Revo.
So we're going to compliment his
Swag.
dynasty.
that is.
And we're also going to try to
Josephine.
make an alliance
Luck.
here.
Oh.
Ulak. Fanjip Santa Fe.
She is quick to move on.
Lavorva Pendola.
Well, you know what?
Sword.
She
Bokoba.
honestly thought she was in love with Caleb,
Makusip. Senso
but
Quink.
he was only
Harbin
trying
Batu.
to
Huh?
win her over so he could steal her kingdom. And then once he did, he impregnated her, and then he seduced her into abdicating. And then he took over and proclaimed himself emperor and became a dictator. And did all kinds of terrible things, and he was mean to her, and then she realized she let the fox into the hen house. And he was just wreaking havoc. So she decided that it was time for him to go. And go he did. So now he is in charge. She is the boss. And all is right with the world. And she's already put things right by reducing the taxes. He had it very high. She has it at normal. And right now she's making her... Oh, baby's awake. Yeah, she's going to spend some time with her daughter. This is the future queen, after all. Even though she looks like her dad a little bit. She's got his red hair. Hopefully she's not like her dad.
Oh, we could be.
She could
That'd
be.
be fun.
She could be. That could be a thing. I do think one trait she will inherit from her dad will be cringe. Because I think it would be funny to have a cringe female. But the cringe is not always bad. The cringe is just weird.
Woohoo!
And there's a lot of Caleb doing cringe in the previous episodes. In fact, what I plan to do, just to give a little heads up on the GXSimmer channel, is we're going to release mini episodes of Caleb's journey. Of just Caleb's journey, where it shows how he rose to power. So we're going to have reels of that coming out very soon. In case people don't want to sit for 2 hours and watch the entire gameplay of this. Hey, we got another milestone, which is roll over to back. Let's go to chat real quick, see if we got anything going on here. C-Jack says, Caleb is out, but is he really? And you should have a playlist of all of Caleb's adventures, and that is what we're going to do. We're going to start releasing those to reels, and maybe some short clips as well. And Cordelia's just like, I'm tired. I need a break. Meanwhile, baby is, I think, going to be able to do time on her own. Can she? No, she can play with toys. Go to the bathroom, Cordelia. What are you doing now?
Oh, Renee. Crunch.
Now she's going to play peekaboo and completely ignore what I told her to do. Go take care of that first and then play peekaboo with the baby. Oh, is baby tired? Not yet. All right, let's have her look at toys. Did she do diaper change yet? No, she's good. All right.
And stop playing Sims4 for years, so I have no idea what the new packs offer. So,
well, let's take a look. I'll show you. This is the new royalty legacy pack.
Yeah. And then the baby is definitely from growing together, I would say. Yeah,
Yes.
that's.
Yes. In fact, there was an update. The babies came as a free update. So they included a few things with the infants. And this is, I think, a long time coming. They never did this with any of the other previous games. You just had the baby be the toddler or just the baby be a child. And I like this life stage because it's in between the newborn and the toddler. And they can grow and learn, and I think it's a lot of fun. Like, for instance, you have a few toys that came with the update. But then when you ended up growing together, you got such things like the changing table. The cribs did come with it because they needed a place to sleep. The free update, that is. Rocking chairs. Let me pull up this is everything that came with infants with growing together. And some of the stuff is really cute. And it wasn't just infants that it catered to. Growing together really seemed to encompass all the life stages. And it's actually one of my favorite packs.
Oh.
And then you can also get these little items as freebies when you complete an event. some people have speculated maybe the last expansion for The Sims, but I don't think it is. I think they have one more coming before they announce it. I do. A lot of people think that this is the final one. I don't. I do think there is one more expansion coming for The Sims, personally. But I also believe that the next iteration of The Sims will be announced very soon. I'm speculating it'll be announced sometime this summer to get us ready for it.
Yeah, it's been quiet for the last 3 months. The only thing that come out is the horrendous marketplace thing that can nickel and dime all the Sims4 players. The most recent one, the uproar is I heard, which is they actually let the CC creator to sell the created hair for $2 for one hair, which is crazy. Even for a kid, it's not even worth the price.
Well, let's take a look. We have the marketplace here. Let's open it.
I don't remember who's that. Is it 6 a.m.? 6 a.m.
And if the marketplace is working today. If not,
You'd buy anything from the... Oh, that hair.
which one?
The second from the right.
This?
This the lean hairstyle. That's 200 moolah. Oh my goodness. Which is
Okay.
$2 US, is it?
It got the
About
hairstyle.
that.
I know this creator. This is 6CC. He's a phenomenal CC creator. And
Nice.
it also has, looks like it has a grip, but here's the difference. I mean, it also, look at the swatches it comes with. And I know that's standard, but think about the Sims 3 store when they would offer one hairstyle and people would buy it. I was guilty of that myself. I do like, this is a really nice hairstyle. And depending, I mean, it's not $200, it's more or less,
So $2 US,
$2.
I think, yes.
$2 US. Yes and no. Yes and no. You know, I do think it's a really nice style, and because it is custom,
Yeah.
you know, I sort of can see it. I have, when it comes to marketplace, I have mixed reaction. I think it's really good for people that don't have access to CC, like console players, for example. Console players don't have access to mods or CC at all. So this gives them the ability to buy from free CC creators that they would otherwise not have that content for unless they had a PC or Mac.
That's true.
The other thing is that there's this whole section of PC and Mac players that don't use custom content or mods at all. They won't touch it. They don't like it. They don't want to go near it. They will only use in-game official. They're extremely phobic of it. And I have seen I belong to a lot of Sims groups online. And one of the reasons why I do is because I want to see what the average player who may not be a content creator, who just wants to come home from work and play, may think about a lot of the things The Sims does. And one of the things that I see, which even though you see a lot of Sims creators saying, oh, the marketplace is cash grabby and it's EA's attempt to make more money, and you're seeing a different reaction from those players. Those players are like, wow, I've heard about this content creator for so long, but I've always been afraid to try custom content. And now they feel this is a safe place to do that. So for those players, which is a huge market share, those people are the ones that are keeping the marketplace alive right now. They're the ones who are downloading it, also with console as well. So in that respect, when they say that marketplace has been successful, even though content creators are seeing, the hate reactions from what makes up, honestly, if you think about it, content creators and the whole scheme of the Sims 4 players.
It's not a lot, but they are the loudest.
No, it's 100%, but they're the loudest because
Yeah.
they have the access to the media. And
Yeah.
they have the audience and the followers. We have some content creators that have 1, 2, 3 million. And
That's true.
Yeah. And they follow their word as law, those people. But then you also have this section that don't watch social media, really. Don't pay attention to these content creators. They just, all they do is they play and they're quiet. And sometimes they're online, they share their builds, they share their creations, they ask questions, but they have a relatively low presence. And these are your hardcore players. These are the people that are going to buy every single pack. These are the people that are going to get every single kit. These are the people that love almost everything The Sims does. These are these extreme hardcores. And these are also the people that are keeping us alive.
Also, I do see a point that for CC creators that wanted to join the marketplace, for one, they can reach out to a different audience in the marketplace, as you can say, console and people who don't usually download CC and earn money in the process. But at the same time, I don't think this is the best way to support CC creators, because if a Sims 4 player wants to support a CC creator in the first place, they could have just download their creations on their own website, on Tumblr, or even donate to their Patreon if they want to like support them financially, but not through EA, because EA is definitely going to make a cut out of this through the CC player creations. So yeah.
I agree with you there. They're definitely making money off of it, and that's the purpose of business. They need to make money, but at the same time, the creators are also getting a cut. But I can see where you're coming from with this as well. One thing I was happy about is that they do offer certain things for free, like the Country Kitchen Kit. They offer it for free. It's still for free, so you can get that. If you don't have any of these, if you don't have the holiday celebration pack, you can get that.
That's free in the first place.
Well, this was free in the first place, yes. But
Yes.
if you didn't grab it, and the Country Kitchen Kit wasn't free, they made it free as an introductory offer to get people into the marketplace. But what I think what they need to do going forward is they need to continue building on that. They need to continue to, I think they should offer a free kit every month or something free every month. Because
That's what the Sims 3 does. Like every week they have a rotation of items for free. So you get it before a particular time, then you get it for free or for a discount.
that's right. Or even the content creator could say, you know what, if they offer that option to the content creator, you know, you can make this free for a limited time. Because normally what happens with a content creator is they release their content. It's for early access. If you're a subscriber to them, then of course you get access to them. But after a period of time, then it's free for the public. And while I know that EA wouldn't do something like that, because that would totally ruin the whole idea of their Patreon or whatever, I think that they should like offer more and more items for free. I think it would be a good way to show goodwill to the players, and I also think it would promote goodwill with the creators too.
Yeah. But EA being EA, I don't think that's gonna happen.
No, or not until Sims gets sold to another company, if that is a possibility in the future. Because as we know, a lot of people aren't happy with the new owners of EA right now.
Mhm.
And that's been a huge point of division in the community too.
Yeah.
But that's a topic for another day. Let's get back into our gameplay, and let's see how we're doing here. Cordelia is just about to take a shower. We'll keep an eye on the baby while she does that. Caleb is wandering the world because that's his penance. And as soon as she's done, we'll have her come over here and she's dressed very casually. And this is something I like too. This is something that Paralives features automatically in their game, is the layering. And then we saw the Sims. We saw the Sims introduce this into the game. Although I do
The
like it.
layering.
Yeah, the
But you like it?
I do.
Interesting.
I do like it. But you know, I think that
Nice.
there's room for both games. Whether
On Sims4.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, there are quite a lot of complaints about the Sims4 layering because it doesn't look like it is a proper layer of clothes. It looks like it's being painted on the Sim, which is not that good.
There were some
And
complaints as well. Yes, I saw that.
yeah, so the layering idea wasn't bad.
My bad. Sorry.
No, it wasn't that fresh and new. Actually, InZoin had also introduced layering as well. You can include jackets in the shirt or the top. So
Oh, good point.
yeah, so I don't think Sims 4 is doing anything fresh and new. So and they are not doing the best job at this comparing the three games. So yeah, it is going to be tough for the Sims 4 to EA and the Sims to convince the audience that hey, we are still in the game, we are still as good. I think if not for the legacy or the backing of the previous games, I don't think Sims 4 will survive in this long for more than 10 years, surprisingly.
Yeah, I definitely think that the next iteration needs to come out. It's been way too long. I mean, if you look at the other Sims games, Sims 1's like you said before, Sims 1 went from 2000 to 2004.
Oh, yeah.
2004 you had Sims 2 to 2009. 2009 to 2014 was Sims 3. 2014 on for 12 years now has been Sims 4. So it's definitely ready for a change. But the problem that you have with Sims 4 is that there have been so many players invested into the game. Are they going to be buying the same packs that they purchased over a 10-year period in a new game? Is that what players are willing to commit?
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's been that's been my biggest argument for any new iteration of the game with almost anyone I've talked to. Everyone who's on this channel knows that's how I feel about that. But my biggest thought about the next version of The Sims that comes out, I think they know this, EA and the Sims team themselves, and keeping that, my theory is, and this is not based on any leak, this is my own personal opinion as a Sims player from the first version all the way to now, and the way that the Sims team operates and the way EA operates, I believe that the next version is going to let you upgrade from Sims 4 into the next game. And you will be able to take your already existing Sims that you have with you, some of the content that they have for the Sims 4, which kind of bothers me when I hear some of the content. I think it should be all of the content that you've purchased should be able to move into the next game. So that way, they could concentrate on the next level of gameplay. But then you're also talking about huge amounts of data.
Yeah.
If you look, though, at The Sims in general, let's say you do buy every single expansion, you bought every single game pack, every single kit. I have not bought every single piece of content in The Sims, but I do confess to having every single expansion pack, stuff pack, and game pack. I will say that.
Wow. It's already a lot.
Yeah. Over a 12-year period, though. And when they were on sale. So I never bought, and not always on sale. I bought some things on sale, but not everything on sale. I confess that I bought most of the expansions at full price. So I'm guilty of that. I did buy some of the game packs full price. I'm guilty of that one. But I pretty much stuff packs and some game packs, I would say I bought on sale. So I would say that I was choosy about when I bought them. And I have some kits as well. I don't have every single kit, but I have some kits. And speaking from that perspective, if you look at the amount of data that The Sims has on, let's say, a 2 terabyte drive, it's not really a lot. It's not. It comes out to maybe about, I would say, less than 200 gig altogether with everything all set up. But if you have that space and capacity, great. If you don't have that space and capacity, oh boy. But keeping that, but nowadays I think most people who have a PC or a Mac, the drive is standard 1 tera, 2 tera. But I think the next version is going to take that into consideration. So they'll say, yes, you know what, we can do it where there's an upgrade to 4 into the next version. And this is what you're going to get in the next version. But the thing that kind of worries me about if that is the case, if that's the way they're going to go. Oh, and my dog wants to come in. I will let him in a minute. But I want to continue my thoughts saying that if that's the way they want to go with this, in general, then I'm thinking some packs will be able to be brought over and others will not, and it's those that they're going to try to get you to buy over again. And if they do that, I don't like that at all. And that is something that may keep me away from the next version. What's your thought on
that? Okay, so if I'm thinking, right, if the Sims 4 has stopped their development like after 6 years of expansion packs and game packs and all the things they wanted to do around 2020, 2021, and then create a new version of The Sims during that period, we won't have this problem in the first place. It seems like they want to solve the problem they have created. They have created a monster by themselves. So it is unfortunate that Sims players don't want to commit to a new version because they have already invested their time and money to this version for 12 years, which is not the best version of The Sims, mind you. And yeah, and they want to salvage the Sims 4 content into the new version to keep the players in, which is kind of a big challenge. I don't know how the technical way to convert the current platform to a newer platform. So that is a technical challenge by itself, but I don't know how it works. If it does, if you could convert some of them, that people will definitely not be satisfied because you may be lucky most of the content that you already have has been converted, or some only, and for the rest of the people that only a few of the packs they have is being converted and some of them are not, which is definitely going to cause a controversy by itself. So the drama continues in The Sims 4. I think this is the problem they actually set up with. So they have, is what the saying goes, they have already made the bed, so they have to lie on it, and I would say.
You are exactly right. You're exactly right. So if they do go that route, and they make it so that some packs are compatible with the upgrade and some aren't, that's going to make the player base furious. If they make it so that you just need to buy a whole new game all over again and get the whole packs over again and wait until the next pack comes over, and that's going to make the players furious. But in the end, and this is what's really interesting about The Sims, is that even though you'll have a group of players that they'll be like, I'm not doing it, I'm not buying it, there's going to be a huge bunch that are going to do it. There's going to be a huge bunch that don't care whether or not they have to buy the packs over again, because they're so hardcore and they love the game that much. And these are not just, this is not a small margin. These are millions of players worldwide. Millions.
Yeah.
And EA knows that. And EA says, okay, well, we might lose 10% here, we might lose this here, and they're willing to accept those losses. As long as it makes some money. In my opinion, they would do whatever they feel is the best course of action. But also, I hate to think that they would do something like that. But given the way that The Sims 4 has been over the past 12 years, there's a lot of things the Sims team has done extremely wrong, in my opinion, over the last 12 years. A lot of things. And I do believe most of it was upper management and corporate driven in those decisions. And in those decisions, those were not the best for the player in general. But they've also tried to correct the ship many, many times. They have a lot of the original developers that have been with the game since the get-go. Some of them they've lost, but a lot of them have, some of them have remained. And those are the people that I continually want to support. Every time I see them try to correct the ship, I give them credit on that. Every time I see them trying to make the game better, I say, yes, you're being proactive, you're hearing us, you're listening. And I know a lot of things they would love to do, they probably get stonewalled by management on. Because of budget, time restraints, resources. This is how much you're allotted, this is how much you can get, and this is how much we're able to do. So they may say, okay, well, you can bring over this many packs, but not this many packs. And they may fire back and say, no, but that's going to piss off our player base. But management may say, but if we lose this much, it's still okay. We're going to make a profit. So I would hate to think it's that type of methodology. But from my years of experience in business, personally, I think I could see that type of methodology happening. And that only,
not that surprising.
yeah, and that only shortchanges the player. Now, if they do that, I think that would be a major mistake on their part. And that could be this could be one of the major games of the whole Sims family that is likely to possibly fail. But will it? I don't think it will, because of those hardcore players that will always stay with the game no matter what. Now, I've got to tell you, from a player's standpoint, because I was one of those hardcore players before I even did content creation. I only started content creation 2 years ago. Prior to that, I was one of those players that hung out in the background and maybe conversed online and maybe went on Answer HQ to help out a little bit and lend my support where needed. And I did do that, as a matter of fact. But it was always in the back of my mind to do this when I had the ability to do it. And then through a strange chance of events, I lost my job and I said, hey, what a great time to be a content creator. And I did that. But prior to that, I was a silent player for close to 15, almost, I would say close to 20 years. I was a silent player. Why am I bringing that up? Because as a silent player, if I saw a new version of the game launch, would I go for it? Probably. Now, is this to say I am going to play the game? I don't know. It depends on what they have to offer. It depends on what it entails. If it turns out it is that upgrade format where it's like you can do this but not this, I may say, nope, not going there. But let's say that they also do this. What if you also have the option not only to upgrade, but you could buy it as a standalone without an upgrade? And what if that standalone is Project Renee? It makes you think.
Yeah. I personally, so far the previews of Project Renee, I don't see the innovation or drive or something new that's put to the table. So it so far it's not that appealing. So far. And it is rather disappointing to see the late stage of Sims Legacy going on, because the newer versions are not that particularly innovative as compared to like Sims 2 or 3. They build on the features they already have, and then they made something really, really entertaining and really, really engaging for players to really want to buy, even without social media content, by just the regular promotions. So I don't think it is I don't think the future is really bright for the Sims series. So
Wow.
yeah.
Oh, that
Even
is.
even with an
Yeah.
update of the Sims 4, it's like well, yeah, well, I was a silent player for a lot of years also, even before the Sims. Even during Sims 4 came out, I didn't really purposely go online or social media to check what's going on in the Sims 4. The most I do in social media or online is to check on updates or what is new stuff pack, what's the newest latest trailer
Okay.
for the Sims 4. Like that was like 2014, 2015 era. At that time, I think the stuff packs, no, not the stuff packs, the expansion packs are quite more fleshed out as compared to the later ones. I would attest to that. Like city living and getting together seems to have a much more fleshed out content, even not as fleshed out as the Sims 2 or 3 was.
Yes.
But I can see the effort behind it. But in like ever since Batu came on, I was like, nope,
No. No.
that is the end of the Sims 4. I really gave a lot of like hope and potential. Like maybe Sims 4 will get better. Maybe we need the time to improve. But that was like around 6 years into the era of Sims 4. That's like 2020. Then the trailer of the Batu dropped. I was like, what is this? I didn't ask for this.
Yes. It's funny you say that because I do love Star Wars. I love Star Wars as much as I love Star Trek. And I remember, I'm dating myself again by saying this, but I remember when people were lined up around the block to see Star Wars in the theater when it first came out. So, and that actually happened. That happened. But when it comes to having Star Wars in my game, no. No. And I have Star Wars Battlefront, the game. So, by the way, I got it half price. I didn't buy it full price. Just to let you know. But
You buy Journey to Batu for the Sims 4? Oh
I
my
did
goodness.
not. I did not. No, I did not.
Oh goodness, thank goodness.
I did not. But, and I still won't. The only thing that could make me buy Journey to Batu is if they're selling it for $5. And then I'll buy it. Or they're giving it away for free. Then I'll get it.
Maybe for free. It was like go check out what's so good about the Journey to Batu.
Yeah, because
Ever since ever since this that trailer dropped, I was like I gave up on the Sims 4. I was like not going to bother playing the game anymore, not going to make it going to see the potential of the Sims 4. I was like, I'm just going to stand back, watch the series unfold, watch the drama and controversies. I was like, at the background, I was like,
But do you know who is like one of the biggest advocates I see for Journey to Batu? He absolutely loves it. He raves about it all the time. And he's actually one of my favorite content creators, James Turner. James Turner absolutely loves Journey to Batu. He will go to bat for that pack every single time. And it's surprising because you wouldn't think that he would like that pack. But he does. He does. And people are kind of like, huh? What? What are you talking about, James? And other influencers I've seen are like, Journey to Patu, no. In fact, my friend KT, who you probably see me do podcasts with all the time and such, she has a terrific channel, Just Among the Sims. She's an amazing supporter of the channel. She doesn't have it either and wouldn't have it in her game either. So I get it from a simmer's point of view that you don't want to mix those genres. However, I will play Star Wars Battlefront on its own.
yeah, true.
You know, but I don't. Or I'll give you another example: the recent collaboration they had with Bridgerton.
Oh, that.
Now, and not only that, there's an event.
Kid.
I mean, you've seen this. Let me pull it up for a second.
Yeah, that login event.
Right now,
Which is interesting. I think that this login event could have been tied in really nicely with Royalty and Legacy pack because the items look like leftovers from that pack.
yes.
Do you think so?
You know, it's funny you say that. In a way, it comes down. I also think it comes down to how much content can they fit into the pack. At what level do they cut off the amount or the size of the pack? Now, if you look at Royalty and Legacy as a whole, as a pack, when you look at the data consumption of it, it's pretty big. It is pretty big.
Yeah.
But on the same token, how much bigger is the content that they're doing with this kit? And I do have to confess, I did get the kit. I did get it. So I got the bundle.
Because to complement this pack that you already have.
I did. You know what? I honestly thought it was kind of a good value at $10 because it did have a lot of content in it and it was really pretty.
Okay.
And it appeared it appealed to my inner nature. So I am guilty as charged of getting it. I will say that. I'm ashamed to admit that, but I did. I totally did. But
And they're selling 2 kits for $10, and then they sold it separately for $7, which is similar strategy they did for SpongeBob.
Yeah. And you know what? Everybody said, "Oh, SpongeBob was terrible. It was this. It was that." But do you know how many people I saw in Sims groups that were raving about it? Like it was the greatest thing since sliced bread?
It's the same thing for Bridgerton as well, I would say.
Oh yeah.
Like they would say things that they don't like is terrible or to have a kid. But then if you see Bridgerton, which some people might like, they will justify it for their value. So
And look at the collaboration that they had. You have collaboration with not only Netflix, but Shondaland, which is huge. Huge. Netflix worldwide domination. Everybody knows Netflix. You can be in Antarctica and know what Netflix is. You know,
yes,
it's everybody knows Netflix, and now because of Bridgerton, everybody knows Shondaland. So this collaboration for them was also huge for the company. in general and huge to the bottom line in general. Everybody made money off of this deal. Netflix got promotion, Hondaland got promotion, EA got promotion, Sims Team got promotion. Everybody got promotion out of this. And the players are happy with the content. The feedback that I'm seeing in the Sims groups, and these are people that I really pay attention to because these are the silent voices that you don't hear every day. These aren't the content creators. And their opinion matters hugely. These are the people that will do every single survey. They love it. They are so ecstatic over it. And they love the event too. And also the event, you're giving away free stuff. That's making people happy too. Anytime you give away free stuff, yeah.
Well, this is the way that to entice players to come back after a long period of quiet stillness, yes. And then also to justify to the higher ups that look, we still got engagement. So we got people still logging in to play for a few hours or even minutes. The player count is still high. So yeah, and that justifies Sims4 keeping going on and on for years to come.
Yes.
Despite we have a lot of issues about the Sims4, and the higher ups see the figures that that's not really a problem. So we still have the numbers, we still have the profits.
Mm-hmm.
So we can
Absolutely.
just keep going as it is and get more collaboration with other media and just keep the train going for the Sims4.
It's true. I mean, we saw recently there was a petition and even a protest at
That.
EA against. But you know what? It was like an afterthought to them.
Yeah, I saw the protest, a few clips of how was it coming down, and I'm not that convinced that the higher ups will actually see that as a real threat, and then they just move on with whatever they are trying to do,
No, they're not.
which is the handover and then all these things. That is never going to be beneficial for the player base.
That's exactly right. They're going to do what they're going to do in the end. But the other thing is that my feeling is the player suffers. If it's something that they make a cut on or it's something that they draw back on, the player's going to suffer from that in some way. And that's really upsetting to me because at my core, I'm a player, a life simming player, not a player in real life. Let me just put that out there. Happily married. Need to put that out there. Almost 19 years now. But, the thing is that when you look at the game in general and you see how far it's come and where it also has lacked, because there's a lot of things I think when you're making another version of the game, it has to build on what came before it.
That's
Sims
right.
2 did that with Sims 1. Sims 3 did that with Sims 2. But when you got Sims 4, it sort of did that with some things, but totally lacked in others. And it was where it lacked when it launched that made me angry. It was where I was very, very much like, what are you doing? What am I paying for? Did I just pay for this? And they've tried to do their best, but I've always felt like, yeah, it took you 5 years to get this out. It took you 8 years to get this out. Why did it take you this long to get these in game when it should have been there at launch?
It took 11 years for the burglar to come into your house. 11 years.
11 years. I know. Crazy. It's crazy. And that's something we should have had from the get-go. That's something that we should have. Infants. It took 8 years for that. That's something that was new to all versions because the babies before that were just newborns. Although you could put babies in strollers in 3, just saying. And you could do it in 2
that's
as
Sims
well.
3.
Just saying.
Yeah.
But, and you can't do that with 4. Just saying. But not to stick to it, but the idea of the show is not just to bash the Sims team. You know, I think that they need to hear the criticism, because I think the criticism will make them better. But at the same time, I will also praise them where credit is due. And one thing I've seen them do is where they lack, they try to build back. Yeah, too little too late in some aspects, but at the same time...
not too late, but we do see that, but they're trying.
They're trying. And we don't know what's happening behind the scenes. We don't know the politics involved. We don't know the situation involved, how management is approaching it. There's a ton of other variables at play. But one thing I would like to see personally in another iteration, and they've talked about this, that the next iteration will be free to play in base game at launch.
That's right.
With no early access. So they're basically making it available for everybody at launch.
Yeah.
And that kind of worries me. No early access? I mean, they're doing play testing, or they're not calling it early access, they're calling it play testing with some groups that they trust and whatnot. But they will get players from that. They definitely will get players from that.
Because it's free. So.
Yeah. You saw what happened with Sims 4 being launched for free. People jumped on that. They got a whole new section of players from that. Who are just... There are players I see who are brand new to the game in some cases. They may have discovered it 2-3 years ago. And now are just discovering all the packs involved. Whereas us from the beginning were like, where's this? Where's that? You know. All the people that were from the beginning know the struggles that were involved. But these players that are coming into it, they're like, wow, look at all the stuff we have. And who's winning?
They know they have to pay more for more.
Yep.
That's how they get you.
But they'll do it. They'll do it. The ones who spend the biggest section in IT in general, when you look at IT computers, who are the biggest spenders? It's gamers.
Yeah.
Gamers. Gamers want the best equipment. Gamers, I will admit, when I bought my computer, one of the things I looked at first was how big is the video card? And how much is it for that video card? You know, that is concerns to all gamers. They want the best equipment. They want the best furniture, best setup, nicest looking rig. They want beautiful lights in the background, especially if they're a content creator. They want everything to look absolutely flawless. And you and I both know that in content creation, aesthetic matters. You need to have it look great in the background. Some people don't care. Some people do. But they know that. And they're counting on those gamers to spend those dollars. So they know by making, if they do with that route, if they make it free, they will nab a whole new section of players. And they will make that money back really quick. And that's, that's my thought on it. But, wow, we went a long tangent on that. But that's what this show is for. This show is for sharing thoughts and opinions. And I just want to say we're getting closer to the end. Calvin, I just would like to thank you once again for coming on to Cawfee.
Thank you so much for having me. It's fun to just, it was so interesting to talk to you about other perspectives in the Sims 4, especially I've been out from the Sims 4 community because I don't really fond of the game anymore, but I still keep up on updates and stuff for the Sims 4, so it's nice to see how the game progressed or regressed in the recent years. Thank you so much for having me. It's been fun.
wish you all success on your channel. I cannot wait to see your new challenges taking place. That's going to be fun. And of course, your Paralives gameplay as well. Looking forward to that. And before we wrap up, everyone, I just want to let you know that this Wednesday we got an all-new episode of Those Six Young Adults. It's their first full day in college for 4 of them. How's it going to go? Tune in on Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I'll be in the live chat as always. Love to have you. And of course, if you're on early access on our Patreon, you can now watch Nina and Amanda S4 E1. E2 is going to be dropping very shortly. And of course, you get access to other early content pieces of episodes that we make. So check that out as well. If you want to be a Patreon supporter, the link is down in the description. Go ahead, check that out. And if you follow Calvin, remember he's at Westanime Sims. Follow him, subscribe to him. He's a great channel. He's got great content. Once again, big shout out to our chat. Thank you, CJ, and so many other silent viewers who are watching right now. Big shout out to my Patreon supporters, especially Westanime Sims. Check out her channel. It's awesome. And if you want to see KT live tonight, she'll be on at 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern Time. And tomorrow she'll be streaming Paralives, 11 a.m. Central, 12 p.m. Eastern. Until next time, this is Jen, the GXSimmer, saying I hope you have a terrific day or night, like in Calvin's case. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye. And we're almost out. If I can find the button. Bye, everybody. Okay, we're done.
Oh, thank you.